Hello, welcome to CAN TV. Welcome to the Peaceful World Movement. Welcome to the Shy Peace Show. Today is October the 17th of 2018, and I'm happy to be here with you. Our second show of the series for the rest of the year of the Shy Peace Show. And I want to remind you that we have here the Peaceful Movement. We're brought to you by the Peaceful World Movement, located at 11451 South Michigan Avenue, P.O. Box 206-308, Chicago, Illinois 60628. You can reach us at 716-603-0992 or www.shypeace.net. I'm your host, Dr. Peter K.B. St. Jean, the chair of the Sociology Department at North Park University, Chicago, and the director of criminal justice. And we have here our guest for a brief moment, because she'll be the voice you'll hear behind the television, Sarah. Sarah, tell our viewers who you are.
All right, my name is Sarah McKay. I'm currently a sophomore at North Park University here in Chicago. I'm studying sociology and criminal justice, so I'm one of St. John's students at North Park University. I'm originally from St. Louis, but I was really drawn to the city of Chicago, especially in the field of law enforcement and looking to go into the legal side. I just really love the city of Chicago, so I'm very excited.
Yes, and Sarah, we say on the Shy Peace Show, how do you help to contribute to a more peaceful Chicago? I guess you're doing that as a student, huh?
Trying to, yeah. I'm still new to Chicago, so getting involved where I can.
What interested you in criminal justice and sociology?
I just have a love for people and for helping people. So I thought that with criminal justice, I can really try to make a difference, whether it be with the criminal side or even just protecting people and trying to understand more points of view of people.
There it was. I thought it was because you took my class, you know.
That's
I thought. Well, Sarah's going to go behind the phone. We should have some callers coming in. Sarah, I know it's not going to be the last time you're going to be here, everybody. So you see Sarah. I know folks are watching at home and all that, watching on YouTube. So thank you so much. And again, we remind you that you're watching the Peaceful World Movement. Here we are at 11451 South Michigan Avenue, P.O. Box 206-308. Chicago, Illinois 60628. This is, of course, a live call-in show, so you can reach us at 716-603-0992 here, but you can also reach us here on the live call-in show at 312-738-1060. Again, I'm your host, Dr. Peter K.B. St. Jean. We should be getting a call pretty soon from Mr. Frederick that's calling us from Houston, Texas. I will be visiting Houston, Texas this weekend. I'll be a host for the Dominican Association of Houston, Houston, Texas, where I'll be the keynote speaker for the Dominican Association. Is a nonprofit organization helping to provide scholarships to help persons in need, students of Dominican descent and other descents here in the United States. And I'll have the pleasure of being able to be the keynote speaker. The title of my address will be Building Peaceful Nature Isle, a call for a renewed identity. And I don't know why Mr. Frederick is calling me on my cell phone, and I took him the studio number to call. So hopefully he can reach me there. We also have a backup plan of our other guest, Asante Ward, that should be calling us from New York. Hopefully Mr. Frederick, remember that the telephone number is 312-738-1060, and not my cell phone. So call the line so you can go live with us online instead of calling me on my personal cell phone. So we look forward to speaking with you so you can tell us about the Dominica Houston Association. And later on, we're speaking to Asante Ward, who was in India with me. And we have an interesting experience that we shared as we try to understand how to create a more peaceful world, or to create a more peaceful Chicago. And we have a caller. Caller, thank you so much for calling. You're on the guest. You're here with me as a guest on the Shy Peace Show. Thank you for calling.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. My name is Good evening. My name is Frederick Dubic, calling from Houston, Texas, president of Dominican Houston Association. The idea.
Yes, Mr. Debate, thank you so much for calling us. I already told our guests this is a live calling show in Chicago, and we wanted you to tell us. I know I already said that I will be in Houston, Texas this weekend, but can you tell folks a little bit about, as we speak about the Shai Peace Show, how do we create a more peaceful Chicago? We also are interested in learning how we create a more peaceful world. So tell me about the Dominica Houston Association and what do you guys do to help create a better world?
Well, first, the Dominica Houston Association was established in 1996, and what we've been doing over the years is trying to see how we can assist Dominicans both here and in Dominica with financial assistance, scholarships, etc. We try to do programs to bring the people together like how we came together before to socialize in activities where we look out for brothers and sisters.
So the event that you have this weekend, can you tell us about that event?
Yes, it is a cultural event celebrating Dominica's independence, and we have a part where we offer scholarships to students. The location is 1000 West Oaks Mall, Suite 504, Houston, Texas. We aim on having cultural performances which will be performed by the Dominica Houston Association dancers.
Okay. Well, we are. So, what do you guys expect to accomplish from this event in terms of fulfilling your mission?
Well, primarily we are giving back to the community for scholarships and the cultural events that we have in the dances and showcasing Dominica's culture here locally to Houston. The event in itself is a fundraiser. We are a 501c non-profit, so funds generated from this go right back into the community with individuals who request assistance or in instances where we send medical supplies to Dominica.
Yes, and we know that although that you are helping, trying to raise funds to help students mostly in the United States of Dominican descent and otherwise, we know that, and you send relief supplies to Dominica. We know you yourselves had experienced severe damage in Houston with the hurricane on last year. Can you tell us a little bit about that, about the impact of the hurricane and the recovery that you've had?
Well, the impact on especially a few Dominicans, which I understand they have bounced back well. I was able to assist individuals who are actually from Houston, non-Dominicans, who lost everything. There's an instance where I brought stuff to my home, get cleaned and brought back to them.
Yeah. So no, there are no more situations of distress among the Dominican nationals there or others that you know about in the Houston area after the most recent hurricane?
From Dominicans, I haven't heard any reports of anyone still in distress, but there are still areas of Houston, from my understanding, through the media, that people are still struggling in terms of the losses or not being able to get back into their homes or get it repaired properly.
Yes. Go ahead. What else were you saying? Were you saying something else?
Well, I was just going to say, but from the Dominican community itself, I think everything is great. If something is going on, it hasn't been reported to us.
So one of the things that we try to do in Chicago is that there are a lot of nonprofit organizations that try to, whether they're ethnic oriented, like the Dominican Association of Chicagoland, of which I'm the president, or other organizations, we sometimes find it very difficult to get people to participate in nonprofit organizations and to actively contribute to building grassroots efforts. What is the experience? Do you have that same experience in Houston, or is it relatively easy for you all over there?
We have that exact experience. It is very difficult. We have individuals who join the association with the aim to help, and within a few weeks they drop off. There are individuals who come on thinking that the association is well funded and we can do a lot, and they drop off. It is a lot of hard work, and you have to be dedicated to be there. It's your time, your money, your effort, everything.
So as people may listen, and again, this is a non-profit station, a non-profit effort. If people want to continue to help with helping people who in need, helping with scholarships for students in need, and want to come out, what should people expect to learn if they come out to participate in your event this weekend? What did you expect to get?
Well, they expect to get a lot of local, Dominican cultural dances. We have Hunter who's going to be here this weekend, so we'll get the calypso, and the primary part is again focusing on the scholarship. So cultural event, the scholarship, and calypso to make the people enjoy themselves.
All right, thank you very much. What is the web address that someone can go to learn more about your efforts?
We are DominicaHoustonAssociation.org.
DominicaHoustonAssociation.org. Well, is there anything that you'd like to say to the people of Chicago or else, or others who will listen to our show? Thank you so much for joining us. You have any last words that you want to share with us?
Well, to Dominicans and your listeners, we need your effort to assist in all the non-profits out there, whether it's in Chicago, Dominica, Houston, Atlanta, New York. We need to come together and remember, every little bit helps. So as one, the impact will be great.
Well, thank you so much. And as we continue with nonprofit efforts here, and we are at a nonprofit studio, and as the Peaceful World Movement itself is a nonprofit organization, and also is the University of North Park that I work with, we appreciate hearing from you in Houston to let us continue to build the world of non-profitism, if you will, the world of people volunteering to improve the quality of life of others. Thank you so much, Mr. DeWick, for joining us, and I look forward to seeing you on this weekend.
Okay, and thank you very much for having me on. It was a pleasure.
Yes, thank you so much again. Thank you again for calling. Yes, everyone, if you're just tuning in, remember that you are here with the Peaceful World Movement. We are at 11451 South Michigan Avenue in Chicago, PO Box 206308 in Chicago, Illinois 60628. You can reach us at 716-603-0992. Some of you may wonder, why is it that there is a 716 number for an organization headquartered in Chicago? Well, we're in Buffalo, New York as well. We have a caller, it appears. Caller, thank you for calling. Dr. Peter K.B. St. John, here with you.
Dr. St. John, this is Ashanti Branch.
Hi, Ashanti Branch. For people who are watching, this is the guy, Ashanti Branch right here. You know, Ashanti, I was talking about how much you were a celebrity in India, right? That I'll find the picture, one of those pictures where Shante goes to the mall and young Indian men and women are pulling out their cameras and are taking pictures of this guy. Why were you such a celebrity in India?
I have no idea. I just went with a good heart, and I had lived there before, so I had a lot of connection just with, like, I speak to everybody, and I think people were just friendly. I think they wanted to be like, hi, and I'll say hi, and then they would like, what's your name? And I'll say, what's your name? And then we would just start talking, you know?
Yes. Well, Asante, tell us a little bit about who you are, where you're born, where you're from, what's your mission in life, as we're here on the Peaceful World Movement show called Chai Peace Show.
Well, thank you, man. You know, my name is Ashanti Branch. I'm from Oakland, California. I was raised by a single mother. A lot of, struggles growing up in a city where being smart as a young black male wasn't the most respected thing. So there's lots of things you have to do to kind of fit into what other people thought you should act like. And the most respect you could get if you had a lot of money, a lot of muscles, a lot of athleticism, but having good math skills wasn't usually one of those things. And so in middle school, I was on the wrong road, and luckily it was a teacher who she saved my life. She told me, I know you're sad that your father died before you were born, but life doesn't give you what you want. Life gives you what you get, and you got to make the most out of it. And that sentence actually changed my life. And I think it was the next day or the next week, I started doing my work. I was focused. Teachers were confused. They were like, hey, what happened? Like, you're doing work now. And I was like, this work ain't hard. It was never that the work was hard. I just had no care about the work. And when I changed that focus about what I cared about, that changed everything. And so, fast forward, I go to high school, go to college, major in engineering. College is making money. Poor boy from Oakland. It's a success story, right? Making big money. That's supposed to be happiness ever after. But somehow the happiness wasn't coming. I mean, it was like I was buying happiness on the weekend and drinking happiness and all of that stuff to try and, find the joy, but it wasn't exactly what was fueling me. And there was something inside me that said, you should be a teacher. And I was like, man, you tripping. Teachers don't make money. I've already lived my poor time on earth. And but that's what it was. I ran from it for 2 years. I went back to school, got my teaching credential, my master's in education, and that's when everything really changed. I started teaching east of the Bay Area, basically San Lorenzo High School, and that's when Ever Forward Club started. So that's the work I'm doing now. I've run this nonprofit, but 15 years ago, I was a first year teacher who was failing. Like, I left this money job to get this poor paying job, and I was doing a bad job. So I was like I was in my mind, I was saying, I'm poor and I'm a failure.
Wow.
That didn't feel good,
Wow.
And that's when I invited those young men to lunch that first time. It was like, look, I'll buy you lunch once a week. This is payment to you. In exchange, you teach me how to be a better teacher. Like, tell me what I'm doing wrong. And that's how Ever Forward Club was started. And from those young men, it just created this movement. And 15 years later, now I'm running a nonprofit. Which is even more backwards from what my original rags to riches story was supposed to be like. Because as a nonprofit, you're kind of chasing your money every month. It's not a guaranteed check. So it's been a new world, but I'm clear every day when I wake up that I get to do the work that I was born to do. And I think the leading the nonprofit part is not as the exciting part, but the exciting part is that I get to do the work to change the future for our young men in our communities, and that's what I'm clear about.
So, Asante, believe it or not, we just have 4 more minutes left on the show. I want to kind of fast forward. Young man grew up in a kind of deprived condition in Oakland, and developing himself. But when we got to, so let's fast forward to India. I accompanied you where you were supposed to be a guest for United Nations model at one of the schools. We got there, it was a rainstorm, and things were about to be canceled, but somehow one of the young men showed up, and the man was able to rescue the day. I want you to think about that, to tell us a little bit about that in a few minutes, but I have a quick caller here while you get your thoughts together. Let's see if we can hear from our caller. It might be a question that may be relevant to you while you get your thoughts together. Is that okay? All right. Caller, the second caller, you with us? You have a question?
Yes, I do. So my question to you goes back to the last person that called. Like, how do natural disasters impede, or can they impede efforts to maintain peace or keep the peace movement going?
Oh, that's a very good question, Carl. How can natural... Well, I will give you a quick answer, and then I'll get back to the other caller we have holding out to talk about India. Natural disasters, really, sometimes we do not get people's attention until something bad happens. And a lot of time people are divided because they're fighting over little petty things, supposedly. And when a natural disaster comes, it creates an enemy, a common enemy for everybody, or a common challenge for everybody. So all of a sudden, you can mobilize to bring people together because you have a common enemy of a natural disaster, and sometimes that can be a platform to mobilize for peace as well. I hope, caller, that satisfies the question. Hopefully next week I can probably talk a little bit more about that.
Great. That's good.
Thank you so much. Asante, Sarah, can you get us back to Asante if you could? Thank you so much for calling, caller. I appreciate the call. Yes. Asante, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
So we're switching over where you, the caller called about an important question, but while we just have about a couple minutes here, can you quickly tell us about what you were going to do, the name of the school in India where we went in Chennai, and what is the mobilization, the movement that you're on currently?
Absolutely. So I was going to be the chief guest, which is a big thing in India for the Model United Nations event, and because it was monsoon season, it's still monsoon season, the school was rained out, I didn't get the message, so I showed up. Message was closed. But one young man showed up. He was dressed up for the Model United Nations. I asked him, hey, what country were you going to represent? He said, Austria. I'm like, awesome. I said, well, the event's canceled. I said, but we can, you can help me with something. Maybe you can be an ambassador for Ever Forward, this organization, because I need some help. Because there was no school. Like, I had to, like, really reshift everything. And so he and 3 other students accepted the challenge of being, like, our ambassadors there. So they're going to help people with this campaign called the 100,000 Mask Challenge. And ultimately, I was going to collect 500 masks that day. I ended up collecting maybe only 3, but those young men are now mobilized to do work there in Padma Sheshadri Senior Secondary School. That's in KK Nagar, Chennai, India. And I'm super excited. I got a text from one of the young men on WhatsApp. He said, sir, we already have 200 masks. And it was like, wow. He's fired up. And so the work is going to continue outside of what I could do, and I'm not even there. And I think that's nothing I could have asked for. I couldn't even ask for that situation. So I think what would end up turning out to be a situation that turned out looking kind of negative actually turned out to be a better scenario than I could have planned.
Yes, I just have the pictures of the young men here, of us over there. Mariko also and Deepak with us in the classroom. Believe it or not, brother, it's already 1 more minute to go.
Okay.
And hopefully probably I can bring you back on. I'm glad to hear we got 200 masks. I would like you to talk some more sometime and tell us how Chicago people can be involved. But there's a film that you were also a part of. Can you tell us quickly about the film and the website where someone can go more to learn about your efforts while you sign us out in a few seconds?
Absolutely. So the documentary is called The Mask You Live In, and it's a narrative about American masculinity and how America's hyper-masculine narrative of what it means to be a man is really hurting our boys. And they can see information about the documentary and our work at the website of the campaign, which is 100kmasks.com. So www.100, the letter K for 100,000, 100kmasks.com. And they can see all information about us. They can see the trailer for the documentary there, and we look forward to them, partnering with us or taking their work into their communities.
Well, thank you so much, Asante, for calling in. And you are now in New York City, is that correct?
Yeah, I'm in New York, and we got a presenting tomorrow here with one company, and then doing an event with the Campaign for Black Male Achievement.
The brother from California over in New York City that we met in Shanghai in India. Thank you so much for calling, and I look forward to further collaboration. Keep on, and everybody support the effort as we continue to make a more peaceful world. I'm your host, Dr. Peter K.B. Saint-Jean, here for our second show of the year of the Shy Peace Show. Again, we'll see you next week when we have another exciting show. Thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time, bye-bye.